Okay, welcome to World Championship Game 1. I'm streaming it in case I want to use it for content. So hopefully you can see. Let me go back and make sure my camera is probably a little too big. It's probably a little too big. All right, so give it a go, give it a go, give it a go. And we will be watching from Ding's side. Now, before this match started, I was asked to publicly comment on who I thought would win the match. I said Ding will crush Gukesh. That it won't even be close, and that no matter how much money you have, you should bet all of it. No, I'm just joking. I didn't say that. I said Ding would win very easily, and I think that he will. And I think that this game shows a lot about how the Gukesh people planned to beat Ding. And I think it shows a lot of how this match is going to go. But it also shows why Gukesh could actually surprise me. So he plays e4, the game is lost, the game is over at this point, and we had resignation after e6. I love it. I love it. Okay, so this is bagging a sort of variation into the French defense. To the French defense. Now, Ding could also, perhaps after a move like this, jump into a Taimanov Sicilian. Or just an open Sicilian. You know, it could still very easily transpose into this, which I've had as black 7 times and counting. At least 7 times, including today I had this. So, okay. So, if you know who Ding Liren is, you know that this is going to be a French game. And it is. Now, I have had this position never as black, and that's not surprising because I don't play the French defense. Although, if this is played and this is played now, no, I don't have that. No, I don't have that. I do think that this is a bad pawn structure for white if he decides to play e5. I haven't seen this full game, so I've seen part of the game, enough of the game to know, I think, kind of what's going on. So let's just jump through these moves again. But e4, e6, and then after we have this kind of classic center game thing going on, now Gukesh immediately loses the game, and that's the game. Have I ever had this? Okay. How about that? Now Ding actually can pretty comfortably play this move, which is absolutely what I would have played. I still don't have... Oh, this isn't my main account. This isn't my main account. This isn't my main account. Okay, Dad? Okay, Dad? This is a better move. And I only know that this is a better move because I've lost to stockfish so many times. Having this knight come back and immediately seeing the dreaded f4. So we have this, and now f4 is an awful move. It's the top computer choice. No. Stockfish. No. So I've played stockfish more than anyone in the world, and the move that you see here is this, which is losing. But you don't see it immediately. You don't see it immediately. You see it after generally the light squared bishop. And probably this knight is going to come over there. Something like that. F4 is... what is in the master's database? What is this? This is terrible for white. Now, I understand that the engine evaluation is +3, which is a meaningless evaluation. And I think it's probably, if Gukesh loses, it's because he trusts the engine way too much. The engine is stupid. At this point of the game, what the engine wants to do is not play a move. So if you gave the engine the ability to not play a move, then every move so far would have been not a move. That's why computers tell you the best way to beat a computer. They don't tell you the best way to beat a human. So when Gukesh plays the move F4, he does it because that's how a computer would win a game. And it's how a human is going to lose this game. And Ding correctly proceeds by playing on the queen side. Now, the really nice thing here is that this is going to constantly be a capture in combination with queen h5. I'm sorry, queen a5. I get upside down. And then the reason that is a huge problem, let's pretend that he plays something like this. The game is over. Well, yeah, sure. That, this, the other. Actually, this is fun. I like this. What happens? You just trade everything, and then, but what if the knight takes? Yeah, it's probably equal. So, if black wants to equalize here, this is so easy. All you have to do is trade more and more and more for black. The more black trades, the more Ding is basically guaranteed a draw here. So I think when Gukesh played this move F4, I was thinking he was playing it because he wanted Ding to bring the knight out. And then after developing something like here, I think he wanted to see some kind of sacrifice here. Obviously this doesn't really do anything right now, but later in the game perhaps. So I think they were trying to tempt Ding. Also, actually, the coming into this square, and then this is pretty. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, and it gives you the ability to then play. To then play that move at a really opportune time, because that is going to be met with complete failure, an opening of the attack on the king, and the game will be over. But that's not what happened in the game. Gukesh, I think, had this vision, or his team had this vision of Ding Liren sitting at the table, unable to make a move against Nepo in game 2 or game 3 of the, maybe that was game 5, whatever, of the world championship. He couldn't make a move. Now, he eventually did make a move. He just couldn't. It's kind of a misrepresented moment because Ding didn't have a move. He was going to eventually, I think through a series of tactics, lose a rook. And he couldn't avoid it. So people act like he was paralyzed and he could have won the game, but he just froze. No, he lost the game, and he was thinking, do I resign, or is this just it? He at least in his mind, he had lost that game. So I think that it's kind of a cartoonish depiction of Ding, and it shows why Ding has been bizarrely misrepresented but that's by bots. So now Ding plays this very nice move, and he's just looking to come in. I'm sorry about that. He's just looking to come in and play this, and then eventually this, castle, this, push upon to victory. That's it. And what's white going to do? White's going to try to figure out a way to do this, which will then make black go, wait a second, his king is just in the open. So let's get a view of what this would look like. This. We have to get that developed. This. Look, he castled. Bam. And black has the winning advantage at this point in the game. Threatening to play this. Threatening to bring the queen in. The rook over. Push the pawns. That's the game. And if white goes, I need to stop this, then black castles. That's it. That's it. This is awful. For white, you've got a dark squared battery with a dark square hole. Absolute. I mean, this is absolute disaster for Gukesh. And sure enough, we should see after a5 is played, black now has as many wins as losses in the Masters database at this point, although most of these games are lower rated GM games. Mirosevic played this line multiple times. There's actually a Polgar game that went this way. And Shabalov, but whatever. Okay. And then we're sticking with the Mirosevic games. And this is just such a nice move. As soon as this is played, then you take back blah blah. Don't do what I just said. I'm just saying that eventually, once white figures out what to do with this knight. Oh, this game. Wait, is this how the game went? Oh wow, I thought I went to my sideline. I'm sorry. Okay, so what else do you play here? What else do you play here? Now, there is an idea for white here, which is that after this, you certainly need to exchange. And we'll say that black decides to trade one time. He doesn't. Well, no, he's not going to give his bishop away. So now he finally gets rid of his knight problem and castles. Now the idea is clearly, after castling, we'll just pretend he castled. We'll play that. Okay, there we go. All right, so the idea is this. This is the idea. This is the idea for white. This is everything that white can play for. And black happily trades off, jumps in here, sure. And the only thing that white has to play for is this. Because the only thing that white has in this game is the e5 pawn. That is the only thing in this entire game that white has. All right. By the way, my name is STACHE. That is an Americanized pronunciation, of course. I hold the world record for highest level of stockfish beaten in a blitz game. I may not be the best chess player in the world, but against stockfish, I might be. All right, and now Gukesh, again, there's only one way to look at this, which is we think that Ding is a cartoon of a nervous wreck And as soon as some pressure is put onto him, he's going to start maniacally screaming. He'll be hospitalized, and he'll never play chess again. Unless you believe that that is a realistic depiction of Ding, this move is so stupid. It's unbelievably stupid, and it shows a fundamental misunderstanding of Ding, which is what I said from the beginning. Ding is not a nervous wreck. He's someone who has one thing, the world championship. And it seems to me that it's all he cares about. Much in the way that Magnus doesn't care at all about the world championship. Nobody goes, is Magnus quitting chess? He's not playing in the world championship. No, they go, the world championship sucks because Magnus doesn't want to play in it. Maybe chess tournaments suck, and Ding is the only one that noticed. And he's like, I only want the world champ. I don't know. I'm opining at this point. I'm simply opining. I'm just saying, I think Ding only cared about defending this world championship, and that the media has lacking any care, and there's no cohesive narrative for the media to latch onto. Ding's not available for interview. American personalities are quite hostile to Ding's personality. He somehow became at least optically an underdog in this match. I mean, Ding should be infuriated with the way that the chess world has treated him. And I think a lot of people would say that he's been missing as an ambassador. I don't think he's been invited to be one. Now, of course, that literally might be untrue. I could be literally wrong. But Ding does not look like a man who is at the top of his life right now. He just doesn't. So maybe he just cares about other things, but is still way better at chess than Gukesh. I think that's probably true. That was too much psychology and not enough good times. Now, okay, so this bishop is that bishop. So okay, so I want to play this move, obviously, but he blocks with the knight, and that fixes his position. Oh wow, that's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. So wow. So okay, I just want to, just for historical purposes, now I know he blocks with the bishop. Of course I saw this. But I was curious about this move, followed by this and this. Then he plays there, and then you play, yeah, you play this. Then what happens? He has to take back this way. I like this position. Can you not play this? Oh no. On pre. Okay. That had nothing to do with analysis. Okay, so now black gets to decide when to castle. Black gets to decide when to play b5. Black gets to decide when to exchange, if to exchange, and black gets to decide when to sacrifice, which actually barely a sacrifice. Okay, he plays queen a5. So queen a5 is the move. Queen a5 is a move that justifies a4, spiritually speaking, because if white decides to move over there, then okay, sure. But going with queen a5, now you've got a mess on your hands if this move is played. You're threatening that. So queen a5 and queen b3 is frankly the same idea, except I believe it would be better for this to happen, would it not? yeah, I mean, this is a massively winning position because after you take, and the game is over. Right? Why is the engine not saying to play that? Okay, so Ding masterfully bringing his queen behind what will be this wall of pawns, making it impossible for anything to happen. Oh, and of course, lest I forget, now when you capture back, you cannot capture with the pawn. So all of a sudden, bam, and trust me, knowing more about stockfish than anyone, stockfish wants to take everything on this square. It even wants to do this. So that's what stockfish wants to do because of this pin. It wants everything. It wants it all. I want it all. I don't actually remember that song. So this is maybe not, Ding might not have concretely played that for that reason, but that's right. All right, and so now that's where you put the bishop. And this is just, so now Gukesh has sort of, it's like if in the TV show Lost, if Gukesh had been the pilot, survived the crash, and the show is just kind of about him like not really getting along very well on the island, which is basically Gilligan's Island. So this is just, Gukesh right now is Gilligan. He's on a desert island, and he's trying to make the best of it. So the game is over, and the engine analysis is ridiculous at this point. Now, I wouldn't have played this move if I were Ding. I think this is a strange move. But I suppose, well, I mean, okay, it's very forcing. And he's looking to do that, yeah? So he doesn't want the knight to be able to take back, perhaps. Perhaps when he takes there, as you can see, this knight can no longer take back because the pawn is available. It's very possible that Ding, again, perhaps not concretely, but wanted to ensure that the tactics I was discussing, and I didn't even bring up the issue of if we take, that is the correct move. We didn't even bring up the issue of this dark squared bishop being involved in the attack. As you see, the game would be over at this point. So the engine evaluation through like 13 moves is really, anybody who's studying that very carefully, you're just wrong about chess. You're not stupid, but you're wrong about chess. You're valuing you're wrong. You're just wrong. I'm just telling you that you're wrong. So you don't have to believe me, but you're wrong. Okay, so now I don't like this move. The engine loves it, but I don't like this move. Just because it requires the queen to stay here. Okay, so, I see. Okay, so we're playing for this, yes. Well, no, it still wants that. And then how does the knight get there? Like that, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's why the move is played. Okay, so this plan is great. This is a great plan. And then that with that and that. But this is quite obviously what it seeds. And I'm just wondering, how is this move not played in the game? I'm very... And it wants him to undo his bishop move. That's quite hilarious. That's, you've really knocked it out of the park when the engine says that you should just undo your last move. He castles there, and I really buy into this notion that the Gukesh team is like, no, trust me. This guy, he's crazy. He can't even physically play chess. This guy's out of his mind. Gukesh is gonna crush it. Like, it's like, it is like they believed in like this Disney cartoon version of him. He's just getting wrecked. He's just getting wrecked. It doesn't matter what the engine says. The engine is eventually gonna wanna, I would say, play G5. So after exchanging here, you gotta take it like that, right? And then after you finally castle, now you can play G5. And that's sort of the only saving grace here, because right now, the reason that G5 is a good move eventually is that after this, yeah, you kind of have to wait a while. Oh, well, okay. I was actually going to say that would be the reason, because I didn't think that you could use this. So the idea here would be likely this, and then whatever. But the idea is to go for this, yeah? I assume that's the idea. And then after, this is a cool idea, actually. After this, well, okay, I don't want, let me not attack the bishop so you can understand. So after this, then this. And then after this, now you can come in and take with the rook. So that's the idea here, and it's very cool idea. That is probably with that, and this, a repetition at best, and this is why the pawn is not pushed. Okay, very cool. So that's not something that, I mean, so now he does not want to allow this. This knight is too important for Gukesh to trade off, especially because it's blocking this diagonal. And Gukesh knows this diagonal is an absolute disaster already, but a worse disaster waiting to happen. And once the bishop gets to this square, so let's say he plays that. Once the bishop is able to get to that square, so let's say, well, I'm demonstrating here. So let's say, but it doesn't work. Okay, just okay, here. It still doesn't work. No, it still doesn't work. Okay, I got this. Da 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 da. Here we go. So he wanted to be able to play, well, not, that didn't work. You know what I mean. Okay, so he wants to be able to, it's a skewer. It's just a skewer. I over-explained the hell out of that. It's just a skewer. Okay, so Ding wants to, so Gukesh is avoiding the skewer. Oh, he didn't avoid the skewer. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he avoided the skewer. Okay. All right. So this is the game. This is the real game now again. Okay. And now Gukesh, he just doesn't understand what he's doing. No, I'm just joking. He does. Of course he does. I don't understand what he's doing though. Oh, he wants to play this? I don't know. I mean, these are all just guesses. And I honestly don't think they're much worse than anybody else's. I'm guessing that he's expecting this at some point. Maybe not. After trading, then this. Oh. Okay, so actually, okay, all right. So my boy Gukesh had a plan. And I like Gukesh. You know, don't get me wrong. I like Gukesh. I have nothing wrong with him. So he's playing for this idea. Okay, all right. So he's living very dangerously. All right, perhaps there's a bit more method to the madness. Ding is, for anybody who's not super familiar, Ding is almost a second to none endgame player. And he comes up with these kind of like very like engine like move sequences that are very, very impressive. So he's looking to force down. Now, from the very beginning of this game, I said that the more that black trades off pieces, the more he's guaranteed a draw. When you have like an isolated queen's pawn position, which is not this, but when you have an isolation queen's pawn position, you want to trade down as black if you want to get into a drawish game, and I feel like it's very similar to that, except that you're really living on the edge here with the bishops as your pawns. It's kind of like it's just -1, but I think it's quite a bit worse than that. So forcing the trades, and I mean, you even mentioned you're just assuming that you take this trade. I mean, yeah, whatever, that's fine. It's fine, man. But then, so the fun idea here is this: you can't take there because of this. But that's the fun idea there. All right, he doesn't accept the trade. You can't accept the trade. There's no reason that you can accept the trade, especially because Gukesh is, as we have established, going for. I'm just doing stuff for white. Where he is going for this cool idea, where if the pawn takes back, wait, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Maybe he's not going for this idea, but this is my cool idea, where he's going for this. What? But that doesn't work at all. What happened to my idea? What was the idea? I had an idea at some point. I don't know. I only get a few a year, so I'll be fine from now on until the rest of the game. And what was the move that I liked? What was it? I don't know. I honestly don't even know. Let me find that again. Here we go. All right. Oh, the idea was, yeah, okay. The idea was that if black takes, then you play that. Okay. All right. That's fair. So now Gukesh, I'm just reverse. So Gukesh is keeping his queen on this line with the idea that if black is to ever exchange, you can simply push the pawn. And now the game is over. But this didn't happen in the game. White would be +3. The game would basically be over. Instead, we saw the following. After the queen moves to e1, we see a great move. And this is a great move. This immobilizes the pawns. And that's so key because Ding most likely is, number one, expecting that this pawn will in fact be pushed. He also would like the ability to eventually take there and, well, not give up that move. But that would require the knight to be eliminated. So it is a little bit complicated, and he's probably just trying to get... Oh, well, he's probably just literally just attacking the rook, to be honest. He's probably just attacking the rook. He's probably just attacking the rook. And now the rook has one square to go to, so it's probably going to go to that square. Went to that square. All right, so now he does have a little bit. He has, at this point in the game, I would say, nice piece harmony. And then I would lose, but I would be like, that was nice piece harmony. Now Ding can castle. Oh, cool. That's a cool move. Okay, so this is a very simple idea. It's a really very simple idea. The idea is simply that you take here, and the pawn can't take because the queen takes the rook. Removing the defender. Removing the defender is it's a very high-level tactic, removing the defender, and I only know about it because I took a removing the defender class, which I've written about for Chess Connoisseur. If If you check out the last April edition of Chess Connoisseur, very funny article that I wrote, very funny article. And now, boy, it looks like he can play some fun stuff here. He should move the bishop back. He's living dangerously. Okay, he's living dangerously. But now the idea is quite clear, which is that, well, White would love to not have all this stuff exist, so you kind of have to, well, so you can't, the queen can't come here because you would just be moving right into the bishop. So you could have to move the queen there in order to defend against this removing the defender tactic. But the problem is that after Black plays that move. Okay, so if Black doesn't play that move, if Black plays this, well, not that. If Black plays anything else, this, then the idea is that you can have this followed by that. So now the knight is preventing that, and you have two defenders there. But that is the fun time, awesome idea, which is because Gukesh has allowed this the whole game, which was really stupid. It was really stupid. However, Gukesh has played very well since then. And now I watched like 3 minutes of a video that explained why you have to take with the bishop. You can watch the C² video if you want to see that. It's at like the 15-minute mark. Either that or I don't know, I made shy. I saw the first 10 moves and then this. And this was very confusing. I think that the idea is just to have the bishop there, yeah? To go for a checkmate like this. So, okay, so in the game, Ding takes back with the pawn, right? So I think the idea is that, like, whatever that, sure. I'm just going to take there. And then I think the idea is, like, if that, then you just take there, because if he makes some stupid move, just anything, man, anything, then, well, you just lose the game. I mean, you just lose the game. No, you have to play this, but you can't do that. So let's play this, and then Black can be dumb and take there, and then this is the idea. Oh, but then I did that. So now you come back. Oh, never mind. And now it's almost a checkmate. But if Black forgets that that's what they're doing, then you can, hang on, trust me, this will be worth it. Then you can go there, and then Black can forget to take your piece again. And then you can go here, and then instead of trading, Black can go there, and now you have, yeah, this is what I was going for. And now we have the checkmate. Okay, so you can tell that Gukesh was getting a little desperate, because that exact thing was what he was planning. And now his hopes and dreams are kind of shattered, so there's that. Yeah, I get it, though. He has that. He's playing for that, right? I mean, that's it. So, okay, so he takes that, and now he's going to play Queen C2 to give this something. What's he doing here? Oh, well, okay. Because the queen is going to play that move eventually, right? With that. Something like that. What happens if White decides to play a move your uncle would play? Yeah, and that's the game. Because now you have that. Okay. I mean, I think we're getting into the territory where you don't need to explain it. It's much harder to explain why the engine says 0.6. That's the only thing that I don't understand is why this game isn't lost. Okay, now it's lost. So the only way that you can stay in the game is by playing this move and going for this very, very, very hard to accomplish checkmate. Although, check this out. This is dope. All right, so let's say that black plays a move that makes no sense. All right, black played a move that makes no sense. Check this out. Check this out. Black plays here, and now the queen can take there. And in fact, actually, even from here, whoa, this is super cool. Wait. Oh, so wait, did he do that? Oh, he did what I did. Okay, but he stays here because this is actually really cool. This is actually really cool. If black plays here, well, no, that doesn't work. Okay, well, hang on. Just for demonstrative purposes. All right. Okay, we accept the queen trade. I accept the queen trade. Then after this, and here's what I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to, oops, I forgot to take you. Oh, I wanted this. Because if you take, then that's checkmate. See what I was getting at there? I was getting at the queen taking the pawn to threaten checkmate. That's what I was getting at, which is a very cool idea. But Ding's gonna just force the queen trade. And now there's nothing else that you can do. Like as white, you're just thrilled that you're not immediately going to get checkmated, even though that is a cool idea. You just don't take the queen though. That's the thing, is you just don't take the queen. Okay, so here we go, and now Ding castles, and Ding, I would have resigned, but he plays on. I would have resigned. I wouldn't resign this game ordinarily. I would resign in the World Championship first game. I would resign. Only in this position. That's all I mean. And then I would say to my team, you know, I think Ding might not be crazy. I think that might have been a fabrication of a media that was desperate to get any cohesive narrative in a situation where their interview subject wasn't friendly to Western audiences. That's what Levy said. Never mind. That's what Levy said. I'm sorry. That's what Levy said. So now Gukesh avoids checkmate masterfully, and there's nothing more to say about this game. This will go down as the game that either set the precedent for Ding putting his haters on blast, basically demolishing the haters. What Ding did was Ding said, I have made my own formula of haterade, and you all have been drinking it this whole time. And there was urine in it the whole time. It was mine. That's what Ding is saying. Now, it could also be a point where Gukesh's team said that this was the beginning of Ding's descent into madness, and by game 5, he will be in a straitjacket, and he very well might be preparing to put someone else's skin on. So, stay away from Ding's lotion at all costs. Run away if you hear Tom Petty's American Girl, and Viva Champion Ding.